President Ramaphosa vowed to finish the electricity crisis this year. Yes, you heard it correct. The President of the Republic of South Africa says that he's going to reduce the electricity crisis to nothing. Well, that's a very beautiful thought. Now, the question to know is, what measurement did he place so that he will finish this crisis? What are his plans? Well, that is what we're going to discuss in this video. But before that, I'm inviting you to pay attention to what the president himself have said yesterday in Free State, so that we can come back and give you more analytics about what he said. Let's have watch together.
Because our people cannot continue living in squalor. They cannot continue living with sewage water just flowing in their roads. They cannot continue living with the issues of service delivery as they have been going on. Now, currently, we have energy challenges, and the causes of our energy challenges are well known to many of us. Eskom's historically inadequate maintenance and delayed investment in building new power stations is the main cause of why we are where we are. We're having load shedding, which understandably is making the people of South Africa angry, making the people of South Africa frustrated, and is negatively impacting on the livelihoods of our people, on the health of our people, on the food production in our country, and negative impact on the economy. And our people are losing their businesses. Many people are reporting that their businesses are failing because of load shedding. Now, the problems that have given rise to where we are started way back, 1998, when we were told by Eskom that we now need to add capacity to the grid, and that was neglected. And in the course of time, maintenance was stopped on our power stations. And the power stations were driven hard, so hard that it's almost like your vehicle. If you have a vehicle and you don't send it to service and you don't maintain it, it will break at some point. And this is exactly where we are. As I have said, even in addresses to the nation, we are short of some 6,000 megawatts. Our grid capacity is short of 6,000 megawatts. And we've been working very hard. We put in place an action plan which I announced last year in July, and the process of adding more capacity with a variety of measures, be it renewable energy and even emergency energy, has been underway. And I said as early as 2019 that we need to embark on emergency power. And that was initiated, and the process got started, and then it got interrupted by court challenges because it was felt that it was flawed, and there were a number of challenges to that. That is now trapped in legal processes. But notwithstanding that, we have now been making a great deal of progress in unlocking the various regulations, the various processes that we have put in place so that we can remove all those logjams so that power can be brought onto the grid. And unfortunately, building a power station, adding more capacity takes time. We've been busy with 2 mega power stations, Medupi and Kusile, and we started building them in a great deal of hurry. after we had lost time from 1998. And when we really finally woke up to the reality that the increased population and the growing economy in our country is going to require more energy, we'd really run out of time, we'd really run out of even your engineers who were supposed to manage everything internally. And it became a great deal of hurry, and in the end, we've had to pay almost double for each of the 2 mega power stations that we've built. And now there were design flaws, and that is why a power station like Kusile 1, 2, and 3 has run into difficulties because of design flaws. So it's been a combination of a number of issues that have brought us where we are. But what we are doing is to address the problem, to reduce the load shedding. We reached a point where we got to level 6. Stage 6 of load shedding is what has made our people very angry. It has made our people very frustrated, and I understand that. And I do take that in and say, yes, it should never have reached the point where it reached. But we are now working it down to reduce those stages of load shedding with the various interventions that we are putting in place. The interventions that I announced in July are interventions that are now being worked on. They're taking effect. We are now going to be ensuring that there's even diesel sufficient enough to power our 2 diesel power stations in Gerikwa and Ankerlek, where we can get more power, more megawatts to be brought onto the system, whilst those power stations that have been taken out for maintenance and repairs are brought back one by one, so that we can then be able to have enough power. We're also now purchasing power from countries, nearby countries that have more energy, more megawatts. We're bringing that in. We're also going to companies that have installed more capacity and bringing that in. Now, we're cutting the red tape. There's been a lot of red tape in the system. And we are also bringing in experts, engineers that had either left ESCOM, that are scattered all over. We've made a call that they should come back, they should come into ESCOM and give us the assistance so that we can improve our power generation system. And we are going ahead, of course, with restructuring ESCOM itself so that we reposition it so that it can serve the times that we live in, like other electricity companies in other countries. Now, of course, as we are all frustrated, we now receive a further double blow from NERSA, which says they want to increase the tariff by 18%, which adds to the frustration that our people are having right now. And we've listened to our people. I have been spending a lot of time meeting with various role players, be it business, be it trade unions, religious leaders, traditional leaders, yes, indeed, as well as community-based organizations. Now, all of them have come forward with really good suggestions. And I see today in some newspapers, they say all these consultations have amounted to nothing. But they have amounted to a lot, because the various role players that we've been talking to have come up with a lot of suggestions. And some of the suggestions are suggestions that we want to work on. For instance, on rooftop solar panels, social groups have said, President, let's have solar panels all over the country. Let us install those. We did talk about that earlier, and Treasury has been finalizing precisely how we can have solar panels installed and how people can be supported to have those type of solar panels. We've been talking to our people also about the tariff, and we are looking at this issue of the tariff. I have personally said to ESCOM, it will be an injury to our people if we implement this 18% now when we are going through load shedding. Put it in suspense for a while. And so the ESCOM board is going to discuss that, because the tariff was decided on by an independent agency, which is NERSA, at the request, yes, of ESCOM, because ESCOM needs the finance to be able to continue generating the power that we all need. But I have said, made a proposal to the ESCOM board that let us put this in suspense, because it will not be fair to impose a tariff on our people whilst there is the load shedding that we are going through. So ESCOM is going to give consideration to that. And comrades, this is because we recognize and see the hardships that our people are going through. We are alive to those hardships, and we are doing everything we can to resolve this. And there will be a number of other initiatives that we will embark upon, that we will be able to talk about in time to come.
Well, I believe you all heard him loud and clear, isn't it? That is the President of the Republic of South Africa, President Cyril Ramaphosa, who was addressing the the ANC Free State delegates as they are behind with the Congress or conference to elect the new leadership. So the President of the Republic was also given the podium so that they can get to address the delegates. As usually, he spoke about the different matters that the country is facing as crisis. But here in this video, we want us only to focus on what the president had to provide as a solution to the ESCOM problem. You know that for this month of January, we did not have enough electricity. So the month of January, it is even more worse to the previous year, January 2022. Actually, we were much better. There were load shedding, but at least it was not that much as we get to see this year. And for those who always watch us, guys, I have spoke to you a couple of times and telling you that according to the analytics that we are having in our possession, there is a possibility that this year of 2023, the electricity crisis to become even more serious because of the problem which is supposed to be solved about 5 to 7 years ago, that they failed. And I'm glad to see that what we have told you before, the President of the Republic of South Africa today is also coming out in the conference and in the media, speaking out loud about it. So sometimes we deserve also that wisdom, because we get to tell you things that come to happen as time goes by. So the president, he was more focused about the problem of ESCOM, because I told you in my previous video that the re-election of Mr. President depends on the ESCOM crisis. If President Ramaphosa managed to succeed on finishing this ESCOM crisis, then there is possibility way of him getting re-elected in the upcoming election in 2024. But if he failed, what other speech will him and the ANC have to give to the people of South Africa? Because if it is about unemployment, it is more understandable, because these things of unemployment, it is everywhere around the world. And especially people of South Africa, we are already get used to that. That, okay, even if I work today, tomorrow, I'll lose my job and I'll have to stay home for 1 year. Then I'll get another contract maybe for 3 months or 4 weeks. It all depends. People are used to that. And yet, people will still be able to vote for the ANC, isn't it? But these things of load shedding, from where it is now, if it continue like this, it's gonna be, it's gonna cause a very serious damage to the ANC, and there are chances for them to come back in power after 2024 will be even more few, because you can even get it, you can get to see it in the previous election on how ANC keep on dropping, whether it is in the municipality, whether it with councillors, whether it is in the presidency elections. You get to see that the ANC, they are no longer that ANC that we all get to know for time to time. So Mr. President, as a clever man, with people that surround him, they can see already the defeat. That if we have to continue with these things of load shedding, then we'll have a serious problem. So we need to do something about it right now. And Mr. President, as you get to see in this speech, he says that we are going to apply the same plan that he had announced last year in July. Do you guys still remember the 5 plans that RAMAPHOSA have implemented about ESCOM? And we get to talk to you asking the same question, like, okay, for how long will this 5 points that Mr. President have announced to the nation, when will it be implemented, so that people, they can get to see the true result about this ESCOM? Well, himself, he managed to come again out on the media to tell people the reason why this plan they've been delaying and how is it going to work. So we try to pick up some point which we would like to we try to summarize it, and would want to comment also about it in what Mr. President spoke, or what you just finished watching. For an example, one of his plans, Mr. President, is looking forward to renew the ESCOM system about maintenance. Mr. President, he wants to make sure that each and every single engine or power station of ESCOM, it need a serious maintenance. And you guys, if you notice, every time we're having a load shedding, the reason being for that, they will tell you that no, there is a 4 power station which just went off at the same time, or there is this just stop working at immediate without even getting any notification from it. So for the fact that this power station, they get to be shut down in such a way without notifying people about the load shedding, that is the reason why you get to see there's a serious problem of load shedding. And now we are standing at stage 6. Obviously, last week they announced that we'll be having at least stage 2. That is the good news. We're still waiting. Waiting to get to see how that will be actually be fulfilled by everyone who had promised about it. So he insisted, saying that the ESCOM needs to be maintained, because there's some stuff which is supposed to be kept on the maintaining system, but yet there was some negligence which make things even get worse, because people who are supposed to be maintaining it, they did not do so. Then on my site, when I heard this, I had to applaud Mr. President for being honest. But still, again, the question I ask, who do we have to blame about this? Because if we get to look at ESCOM very well, ESCOM belongs to somebody, and that somebody, it is the state, isn't it? ESCOM is the state belongs. And who leads the state? The president. And where's the president coming from? From the ANC. So I think here I was expecting Mr. President to go even far to say that I am taking blame for that. Me and the ANC, we taking blame for that, because it was our responsibility to make sure that we keep maintaining all these power stations and all the engines. But you know, politicians sometimes when they speak, they are not really gonna be that open. Instead, they prefer to keep some other information and not to speak out about it. So Mr. President, he also said that they need to build some new power station. Okay guys, let me stop a little bit there. You know, these things of building new power station, we have heard about this for so long time. And it's just that I don't have all the time to be sitting and playing you the videos of Mr. President himself telling us on how they're busy building new power stations, they're busy doing that. So this is kind of the same speech that we once had before, and it never come to it in existence. So they never really apply it. But since himself, he came again forward to say that they need to build some new power station, and he gave his reasons. He says that this thing takes some times, but he also acknowledged that they were building power station already, but there were some other circumstances which came that they had to stop whatever it was going on, and the time when they want to come back, it had to cost them double of what they're supposed to be paying for them to rebuild these power stations. So since he said that people can be patient, well, we can get to wait and see if that will really happening. So he also says that his mission right now is to first make sure that they reduce the load shedding. Mr. President wants them to reduce the load shedding, and that's the reason why you guys will get to see from stage 6 they drop you guys to stage 3. From stage 3 they said that no, we'll go to stage 2. So the mission right now, they had to reduce the load shedding, because he believed that with this stage 6 is what is making people get angry. And as I said earlier on at the beginning of this video, that the more people get angry, the lesser chance that ANC is having to be re-elected again in 2024. So since they know already that, okay, we are here because of these people, they are the one who usually vote for us. If we don't do what they're expecting from us, then we'll be in big trouble. So right now, I think they are trying to do something that which we used to have before. You'll be having load shedding, but not more often like the way we've been having it recently, especially this month. So it's trying to work on that. Let's hope that it will remain like that, because for me, if it is up to me, I would prefer us to have the load shedding like in the time of Jacob Zuma, because we're having load shedding. This load shedding did not start today. In the time of Jacob Zuma, it was very hard for even to notice that we're having load shedding, because it was happening once in a while, and before it happened, they'll call, or they'll send you guys emails or SMS in your phone letting you know that on this day, around this time, there will be a load shedding for 1, 2, 3 reasons. But in our days, it is not the case. Instead, in our days, they even invent an app of load shedding. And the owner of that app, they're becoming even more richer, because everyone, they are obliged to go ahead and download the application in their phones. And when they download like that, the owner keep on making money. So let's hope very soon, with this plan that Mr. President is implementing, the one of those apps, they're not going to be able to make money again from people, isn't it? Say amen. Well, do me a favor, guys. Give me your thumbs up. If you have not liked the video, go ahead, just give me that thumbs up. I really do appreciate, because what we are discussing here are serious matters that will benefit each one of us. So another point that Mr. President tried to raise up or to talk about is when he says that we are going to try to apply the plans. Of course, the plan that he announced it last year, those 5 plans that Mr. President had announced in July. He wants to make sure that they should go accordingly. I tried to speak about it in details earlier on. So yeah, obviously we are waiting to see if this time those plans will be more well executed. And another plan that you want also to implement was when he says that of course, Mr. President announced on how South Africa will have to go and start buying electricity or renting electricity from some of neighboring country. I have said about this before. I told you guys that looking at things the way they are at the moment, South Africa will be forced to start buying electricity in the neighboring country, like Mozambique, Malawi, Botswana, even this Lesotho. And you know, when you have to go in other country and rent or buy electricity, they can give it to you today, but they can come and cut it tomorrow. I'll tell you why. If it happened that they don't have enough electricity to supply to their people, how will they be able to give you the electricity to go and supply to your people? It's like you don't have enough food in the house. Instead of you feeding your family, you are going to feed your neighbor's family. So that is not something that we can really rely on it. But for now, South Africa need it. Yes, South Africa need it. In the meantime, they get to build all these new power station. In the meantime, they get to do all these plan that Mr. President is trying to execute. Then obviously we really do need that. So he said that the government, they are going to buy electricity from other neighboring country. We are looking forward to see that and to see what will happen about it. So he also said that he's going to bring back all the ESCOM engineers who have resigned from ESCOM and fled the country. We all know that South Africa is full of talented people, engineers, doctors, and most of these people, they have to leave their job in South Africa and go and look for a job in overseas, because they believe that that side there's a lot of money, there is a lot of benefits than back home. So now Mr. President decided to go and look for those people so that they'll come back in the ESCOM and try to survive the ESCOM, which is a very good thing, a very good idea. And Mr. President, once again, I have to applaud for you, because that's a very good idea. But please, as you planning on bringing back all the engineers, please make sure that you pay them nice. They must have a good salary so that they must not envy leaving South Africa and going outside. Give them everything they need. They benefit, they must be able to have it. If they deserve to have a car, give them the car. If they deserve a proper salary, and you'll see that all this nonsense is happening in the ESCOM, is not going to take place anymore. But if you call them for you to keep on treating them the way you guys have been treating them all these years, I don't think anyone will accept this invitation and come back. So it's going to be very important. Another plan that is also planning to execute in this new measurement that Mr. President, he want to solve this problem of ESCOM. It is the Panasola. So last year, I remember Mr. President asking South Africans to at least each and every house to have Panasola. The more people they can be able to provide their own natural electricity, the less work that ESCOM will have to go through. So this year now, in his speech, Mr. President, he insisted, saying that the government will have also other electricity which will be provided only by Panasolas. That's also a good idea. Any possible way, as long the state will be able to provide electricity for people of South Africa, that is it. That is it. People will be happy. But above all, you guys, you saw how NESA, they had to come, and with ESCOM, they have to come and impose people of South Africa this 18% of price increasing on ESCOM. Here I get to see another drama, guys. Allow me to talk a little bit about it. So these people, when they were busy having this meeting, when they came out with this 18% of electricity price getting increased, everyone, the question was, what does Mr. President have to say about this? And we all know President Ramaphosa was very clear. He says that my hands are very tight. I can't comment about this. I can't say much. And that really revolted many people out there. They were so angry, and they were like, how possible is it that Mr. President is not saying anything about this? He knows how people are suffering out there. He knows how expensive these things can be for people out there. And yet he's not saying nothing about it. And then through his spokesperson of President Ramaphosa came and said that Mr. President, he could not take side about this because ESCOM need money as well. ESCOM need money so that we'll be able to provide electricity. Wow. Now, we spoke to you and asked a question that, okay, if ESCOM need money, but the government, the municipality, they're owing ESCOM not million but billions of money, guys. Billions of money. So, which means if the state provide this money to ESCOM, I don't think ESCOM will be able to increase the price. Don't you think that this is just a little bit too much? Like enough, yesterday Mr. President, he came forward and he said that, no, it's not a good idea. Apparently he had a conversation with the ESCOM. He told them that it's not a good idea for you guys to increase the electricity price right now. It's not a good idea for you guys. I know you need money, but it's not a good idea for you to do so because, first of all, you can't increase price on something that you are not even providing. You first need to provide the service. Then you'll be able to increase on the price. So he only put it to them like that and asking them for them to think. Not him imposing to them, cancelling everything. He's just telling them that they should go and reconsider what they have said so far. You know what does that mean? That simply means to say that ESCOM, if they have to reconsider what Mr. President proposed to them, they might come back and say that, okay, instead of you guys paying 18%, more than 18%, which will be applying April, you guys, you're going to pay 15%. Now, what is the difference? The difference of 3%. So they'll be kind of like giving you a discount. I mean, giving you guys a discount of 3%. I don't think that's what we need. So here, I think Mr. President was a little bit soft. Him is the leader. He's #1 citizen of this country. If he speak, they'll execute. So why could not do so? You just have to tell people, as he started, it is not a good idea for you guys to implement the, to increase the electricity price. Therefore, cancel it for now. Let us solve the problem of this load shedding. Then we will see. Maybe we can increase up to 10%. That is more understandable than you telling them that, no, I'm thinking you should go and try to reconsider. They'll go there and come back and say that, okay, instead of people paying 18%, they can only pay 15%. For them, they believe that they have given you a big discount, but just to find out that there's not any different. So let's wait and see what the ESCOM they'll have to say about this. But what make it even more interested, what make this even more interested is for the fact that Mr. President, he acknowledged that our municipality, they are owing ESCOM. Guess how much? More than 65 billion rands. And for your own information, ESCOM, the month of February, this load shedding was going to even get a blackout, not even stage 8, but a blackout. Because ESCOM, they were running out already of diesel. They did not have enough money. So ESCOM had sent a message in advance saying that we need about 4 to 5 billion so that we'll be able to buy petrol and provide you guys with even that stage 6 that you are having today. of electricity. So if Eskom did not have this money, I'm telling you, things was going to be more worse. Like enough, the government of Mr. President Cyril Ramaphosa, they came in help. They give Eskom all the necessary things. That is how you guys get to see last week. They had to announce the new schedule of load shedding. It is dropping down because they have done something. But guys, you know, what makes me also laugh about all this is that I notice people of the ANC, whenever this crisis of load shedding is killing people, killing business, leaving people without jobs and without food, they don't talk much. They hide themselves and keep quiet. But when it is time of them trying to find out a small like this solution, then you get to see them, all of them coming on the media. You see, we're solving the problem of Eskom. Hey, you see what we see? No, guys, come on. You have not done nothing much. Whatever you are doing, do it, but leave people of South Africa to decide and applaud for you. You see, when Mr. President did nice, myself, I did applaud for him because I feel like it's a good idea. If things have to go in that way, I believe this load shedding might even finish forever. So we shall wait and see what will happen in the next days to come, months to come. But all we know is that Mr. President promised us to solve this problem of Eskom this year. So perhaps it can happen even before June or maybe before December. All we know, it is this year. So if it happened that next year we're having the same problem, you know me, most guys, I'll come back here again and play you the same video telling you that look at what Mr. President had said in 2023. Today we're in 2024. What had happened with his promises? So we wish him all the best in all activities that he's doing. Guys, leading a country is not easy. Yeah, it's not easy. So there's a lot of challenges that he also faces time to time. But all we need right now, it is the unity of the country as a nation. Come together, you know, and give him all the necessary support so that this problem of load shedding, it can finish once for all. Thank you so much for watching this video until now. Please, before you leave, do me a favor. You see this thumbs up, click on it, like the video, give me your thumbs up. I'll really do appreciate it. It means a lot. Of course, I'm also expecting to see your comment in the comment section because I get time to look at it. So tell us also what you think about what Mr. President has discussed about this load shedding, and give us also your point of view about it, and suggest us also with what you would like to see us talking in our next video. But for now, continue to be yourself, be good, be kind, have respect for everyone in order for you to be respected. May God bless you all. I'll see you again very soon. Ciao, ciao.